Senator from New York is recognized.
Mr. President, I rise today to introduce 3 important amendments to S1, the Keystone XL Pipeline Act. First of all, I want to make it very clear that I strongly oppose the Keystone XL pipeline plan. I have serious concerns about the effect this project would have on our health and safety. I have serious concerns about the environmental impact. And I am skeptical of the real permanent jobs it could create. This project has many risks and very few advantages, and I will be voting against it. But if this legislation does pass the Senate, we should at least try to make it a better bill. There's no excuse why we can't turn the Keystone XL Pipeline Act into an opportunity to protect our clean drinking water and ensure that polluters have to pay to clean up their own messes. First, I've introduced Amendment number 48, which would remove the Halliburton loophole from the Safe Drinking Water Act, and finally, require gas and storage and drilling companies to comply with our clean water laws. Every other energy industry has to do it. Our farmers have to do it. Construction companies have to do it. Yet, our gas companies have been exempt for years. It should give my colleagues pause that fracking companies are allowed to ignore our clean water laws when they pump chemicals deep into the ground. In this country, when we turn on the tap for a glass of water, we need to know that our drinking water is safe. So let's be fair and hold the gas industry to the same environmental and public health standards as everyone else. Second, I've worked with Senator Menendez on Amendment number 65, which would make oil companies financially responsible for the damages they cause when they spill on our land and leak into our waterways. Under current law, when an onshore oil spill occurs, the company that causes this spill is only liable for $350 million in damages, including cleanup and compensation. Yet, a major oil spill onto a river or lake, like the one this week in Montana, could easily result in damage well above that arbitrary limit. Hardworking taxpayers should never be stuck paying for an oil company's mess, and the local property and businesses should not have to slog through endless litigation just to get the compensation that they deserve from a negligent oil company. This amendment would finally place the burden on companies to clean up after themselves. Third, I've introduced Amendment number 76, which would allow our homeowners and business owners whose property has been damaged by a natural disaster to use federal disaster assistance funds to upgrade their property's energy efficiency. Under current law, disaster assistance can only be used to replace what was lost, even if that property was antiquated and not even up to current standards. So we need to have much more forward-looking policies that actually make sense. Due to the effects of climate change, we've seen a growing number of natural disasters in recent years, from blizzards to hurricanes to raging fires to endless droughts. When we pick up the pieces after a major storm, we want to make sure that when we rebuild in the smartest way possible. And that includes not only protections against the next disaster, but also proactive measures to save energy, reduce emissions, and lower costs. As I said, I don't support the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. But if this new Congress is intent on sending this bill to the President, then we need to make sure that the bill keeps our drinking water safe, holds companies accountable for their own messes, and encourages efficiency in our economy. Thank you. And I note the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Alexander.